LinkedIn is making some big changes, and we need to talk about them. Hey there, I'm Marc Scott, professional voice actor, voiceover business and marketing coach, and the original everyday VOpreneur. LinkedIn is one of my favorite social media platforms. I talk about it all the time. In fact, that has been the most successful platform for me when it comes to finding and booking voiceover work. I'm always talking about things that you can do to improve LinkedIn. In fact, I'm going to be teaching a new LinkedIn masterclass here at the end of May, but I wanted to share some news with you that has come out recently regarding the LinkedIn algorithm. Everything that we do on the internet involves an algorithm in some capacity now, or at least that's how it feels. Even online casting sites like Voice123 are algorithm driven. And if you want to succeed on the site, you have to understand how the algorithm works. Well, LinkedIn is no different. That site is driven by the algorithm. How you use that algorithm, the types of content that you share, the way that you interact with your network, all of those things are driving the algorithm, and that is going to shape your experience on LinkedIn. So recently, LinkedIn announced that they're making a number of different changes to the algorithm, and I wanted to address some of those changes because I think it's important for voice actors to know and to understand what you're getting into. We want you to get the best experience out of the platform, and in order to find success, you have to understand the algorithm. So here are some of the things that are going to be changing on the LinkedIn platform with regards to the algorithm. First and foremost, LinkedIn is going to give you more options to have more control over your feed. Right now, you see a little bit of everything on your regular LinkedIn feed. You see content from people that you are connected with. You see content from people you aren't connected with. There's content from people that you follow. You see stories of people who you are connected with and they've engaged with other people's content that you're not connected with. It's all over the place. And LinkedIn is going to give you more control over what that actually looks like. So on any post that you see now in your LinkedIn feed, in the top right corner of that post, there's three little dots. If you click on those three little dots, a menu will appear, and based on the type of content that it is, a number of options are going to appear that are going to help you to better curate your feed. So this gives you a little bit more control over what you see and what you don't see. So just to give you an example, when you click on those three dots, some of the options are going to include unfollowing profiles, removing connections. You can see less of this type of post. And also there's going to be an option for improving my feed, which takes you to even more advanced customization. So if you're seeing a lot of a certain type of post and you don't want to see that, you can go ahead and unfollow or remove that connection. Same thing, like let's just say, for example, you're connected to a whole bunch of voice actors on LinkedIn, but you don't want to see all kinds of content from voice actors all day, every day, because you want to see content from your potential buyers. So the video producers or the advertising agency, the instructional designers that you're connected with. You can actually stay connected to the voice actors so that you can maintain that relationship, but you can choose to see less of their content in your feed. So that's just one of the ways that you're going to be able to better curate your feed, which is going to make it easier for you to engage with the people that you want to engage with. So again, that's clicking the three dots in the top right corner of any post that appears on LinkedIn. Next thing, and this one is still beta testing and it's only testing in the United States, but it's going to be a great feature when it finally does roll out. Choose if you want to see less political content in your feed. One of the things that I've always loved about LinkedIn is that by and large, it has managed not to become Facebook or Twitter. That is to say, it's still relatively clean. Professionals connecting with professionals, sharing content that is professional. Every once in a while, though, something political creeps up in my LinkedIn feed, and I just start thinking, oh, here we go. This is the start of the apocalypse, right? We've opened Pandora's box now. LinkedIn is going to turn into a dumpster fire like Twitter or Facebook, for example. Well, there's going to be a solution for that. So LinkedIn is currently testing in the United States an option that would allow you to choose to see less political content. I'm assuming that once they've gone through the testing and got the algorithm dialed in, if it works the way that they want it to, they will probably roll it out to the network as a whole. But there's going to be a couple of options for you. One, you can choose that you're not interested in the author. You can choose that you're not interested in the topic. You can just choose that you don't want to see political content, or there's going to be a choice for it's something else. So there's another reason why I don't want to see this content. But I think this is going to be huge in allowing people to curate that content out of their feed, because the reality is some of us are not obsessed with it and we don't want to see it every single day. And I personally want LinkedIn to remain one of the safe havens from all of that content. The next change that's happening with the algorithm is updates from your network. They're going to focus more on updates from your network. So right now, as I mentioned earlier, you see a little bit of everything in your feed. If somebody that you are connected with likes or engages with or comments on a post from somebody outside of your network, you may see that. If somebody in your network adds a new connection to somebody outside of your network, you may see that. If somebody in your network chooses to follow somebody outside of your network, you may see that. So all kinds of stuff appearing in your feed. Some of it may be relevant, some of it may be not. So one of the things LinkedIn is going to focus on is giving you more content exclusively from the people within your network and not what's happening and what they're doing outside of your network. And I think this can be a good thing, but I'm also a little bit concerned about this one because sometimes when I see people in my network commenting and engaging on content from people outside of my network, that actually encourages me to find new connection requests. And sometimes I will start conversations with those people and send connection requests. So I'm not sure how I feel about this one exactly, but it's happening. And one of the primary points of this then is if LinkedIn is going to focus more on content that's happening exclusively in your network, it's going to be more important than ever to focus on growing your network. So make sure that you're spending some time every day on LinkedIn, sending those connection requests and trying to expand your network. The other thing the algorithm is going to be doing now is doubling down on influencers. So right now, it's really easy for you to follow influential people on LinkedIn. So let's say you're into entrepreneurship and you want to follow, I don't know, Marc Cuban, or you're a big Apple person and you want to follow Apple or Tim Cook. You're obviously not going to get connected to these people on LinkedIn, but you can follow them to see the content that they are sharing. LinkedIn's doubling down on that feature because it's become very popular. And all they're really going to do is make it even easier for you to follow these people. So that means that, let's say somebody shares something from Marc Cuban and it shows up in your feed, there's going to be a follow button right within your feed so that you can click it rather than having to go over to Marc Cuban's profile and clicking follow from there. So they're just making it easier for you to get connected with influencers from a wide range of categories. That one I think is a really great feature because actually that's one of the things that I do a lot with on LinkedIn because I like to be able to learn from some of these people. I call them my virtual mentors. The next one is a big one, and I want you to pay attention to this one. I've labeled it as no more begging for engagement. So what do I mean by that? If one of your strategies has been to put posts into LinkedIn and actually ask people in the post to like or react to the post, that's going to be bad. That's not going to work on LinkedIn anymore. They are actually doubling down on getting rid of that type of content. They are looking for quality content that people are engaging with organically. So when you are sharing content, make sure that it's relevant content, that it adds value, and that it's something that your network would want to engage with organically. Now, I think you can still ask a question to try and create engagement. They're talking about specifically begging for likes and reactions. So if you've ended your post with, hey, if you really like this video, please like or react to this video, that's not going to work anymore. The algorithm is probably going to start to bury some of that content, so you're going to have to find a new way to create engagement. Obviously, the easiest way to create engagement, better content. And then the final change that's happening with the algorithm is with polls. I don't know about you guys, but I felt like lately every other post in my feed was a poll. And polls can be really useful. They can give you a lot of helpful data. I've used polls before to my advantage to try and balance out issues and try to figure out strategies for doing different things. And I think that side of polls is really great. But what I noticed was all of these polls were appearing in my network that weren't even from people within my network. And so it was really just starting to clog down my feed. And that's something that LinkedIn's going to be working to clear up. So again, it's going to be more about the content specifically and strictly within your network. So if people in your network are sharing polls, you're probably still going to see that. But you're not going to see all of the polls that people in your network are engaging with from outside of your network. So those are some things that you're going to want to take into consideration if you want to be able to continue to use LinkedIn and use it more effectively. If you want to see better results from it, you've got to understand the algorithm and you have to play within the algorithm. Now, if you're looking to get better with LinkedIn and using it for your voiceover marketing and using it as a way to expand your network and create opportunities for yourself, I want to let you know I am going to be doing a Making Money with LinkedIn Masterclass. That is happening on May 31st at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. It's going to be live via Zoom, about a 2-hour 2-hour masterclass where I really deep dive into all of the strategies that I am using to make LinkedIn work for my voiceover business. And the best part about this masterclass, everything that I teach in this masterclass, you can do with a free profile. You do not have to have a premium LinkedIn membership to do it. So if you're interested in signing up, registration is limited. Again, it's happening May 31st, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. You can get the details at marcscottcoaching.com. If you're unable to attend live, sign up anyway. You're going to get access to a complete video recording after the event is complete. Again, the details on that are at marcscottcoaching.com. Look for the Making Money with LinkedIn Masterclass.